Does the government need to do more? Do we need easier access to larger government grants, be it at the provincial, federal, even municipal level? Monica, what do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
You know, it's so funny because even someone like myself that's, I network, like I'm the one that puts up their hand. I network 7 days a week, 24/7. I'm always out there connecting and meeting and talking to business owners. But one thing that's very consistent is, so there's lots of money and grants, but where is it? And the constant conversation that I've had with everybody, with leaders across Canada even, is that there are grants available, but then you have to find them. So there's a time frame. Are you in at the time frame? And then do you know how to actually write one? So
this is what I've heard in the past. There are many
really
grants
complex.
across the board, regardless of what you're looking for. Yeah.
There's a lot of information out there, but they're buried, and then you have to have the skill set in order to make that grant come to life, to get the money, and they're very specific. So it takes a lot of work, almost a full-time position in most companies, or you have to hire out to get somebody to actually get you a grant.
To even file for grants.
Correct.
Yeah.
Same experience.
Yep. It depends what you're going for and what the grants are available, but a lot of times the stuff that we were looking at just wasn't worth the time to do it.
Wow.
So the time you got to put in to get a $150,000 grant, you might have to pay someone for 6 months to do it, and you're distracting the team that's trying to raise the money in equity, private equity.
It's a broken system, kind of, sort of sounds like.
It's tough, yeah.
Some aspects of it, at least.
I think if you're a really small business and you just need 100 grand, that'll get you through for a year, and you can work on that grant on your own time, it makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
If you're anything above a $500,000 a year burn rate or $1 million a year burn rate, it starts to get pretty,
not worth your
it's
time.
not worth the time, yeah.
Crowdfunding. Was this ever something that either of you utilized, Monica? I mean, it's huge when it comes to a lot of products.
Yes.
I don't know that it's necessarily a good fit for everything. Did you entertain the idea?
I have entertained the idea just because my product could appeal to, women, at every stage, and members of a community. And community is really powerful. What business owners need, professionals, everybody that's sort of in business needs that community support. So I think crowdfunding would work. Have I gone down that road yet? No, not yet. Yeah. But I certainly would look at it as an option. I just don't know whether it's the right fit yet for me.
Yeah, same question. Did you guys explore crowdfunding at all?
We're aware of it, but so not for the oil and gas side. I think like Monica said, so for her business or for consumer product business, any type of product, I would definitely go for crowdfunding because the Kickstarter type campaign stuff works great for promotion. So you get free money essentially, and you're promoting your business. That's great. Our assets, the capital value of the assets doesn't make sense for anyone to start a crowdfunding campaign, and it's not something that crowdfunding would lend itself to. I don't think it'd be attractive for them in the first place.
No, but you would recommend it for, like you say, consumer-based products.
Consumer-based products, it's great. It's a beautiful way to get your product out there, free advertising, and you're going to get capital that's non-dilutive if you do it right. Some of the guys, I've seen some Kickstarter campaigns that pull in like $500,000 in cash. Wow. So if you're starting a new business, like $500,000 of non-dilutive capital is pretty.
Is that feasible in Calgary? Is Calgary, you think? I guess it depends on the product, though, really, right?
Yeah, I don't think Kickstarter has a lot of boundaries.
Yeah.
I think it's a rock star program.
Yeah.
Like for sure. I think that. Am I going to your next question?
No.
How is Calgary for entrepreneurship? I think that sort of ties in. I mean, we're such an entrepreneurial city that people see that you're working hard to build something. And they believe you, they support you, they trust you, they commit to your vision. They want to be a part of that. So I think that's when some of that passion comes from, is because a lot of Calgarians are entrepreneurs, they understand it.
No question Calgary has a tight-knit business community. Are we though? Are we that startup-friendly city?
I come from oil and gas and technology. Technology in Calgary is not everyone's flavor of the day.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Diversification's on the way, but sure.
I mean, even when tech was, it's tapered off a bit, just like everything has. But technology is not. This is not a technology-focused area. I guess it depends what sector you're in. You may have a different view.
Okay. You can agree to disagree.
You know what? No, I'm going to actually agree with you that if you have something that the concept is new, and nobody's used to it, they'll look at you with 4 eyes. What are you talking about? Hold on a sec. You mean you want to start something really different that we haven't seen before? And even though it's an entrepreneurial city.
You're going to be progressive?
Yeah.
Right.
How do you drill a well with that?
Right.
You don't.
It's a part of the education piece where, I guess as being an entrepreneur is you have to be able to educate people
Yeah.
and be sort of really strong in what it is that your vision is, so that when they start to pick at you and sort of chip away at your vision, you're like, no, it's rock solid, man. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I think that if you get past that point, then you go into the glory days where they're like, we were supportive of you all along, right? Do you agree?
So there's a bit of that.
Comes around, momentum.
Yeah, it just takes a little bit of a, to get over the bump of the road, and then you have your support. But initially, it's a little bit of a education piece.
Cool.
Yeah.
We're going to jump to our final rant pack break. Folks, stay with us.
When you think of Calgary, you think of cows, oil, but really Calgary is the startup capital of Canada right now. Sadly, the economy affects everything, and it's really, really tough right now to start a new company in this economy. The mayor has done a lot of work in trying to eliminate a lot of the red tape when it comes to business taxes for small business, but really I don't think you're going to see a lot of movement on startups and real work at diversifying our economy until the economy does get better, when companies are in a better position to pay the wages that it takes to live comfortably in this city.
All right, Monica, this one's a bit of a personal question.
Okay.
In the early days
Yeah.
of starting your business, just what were you willing to risk to make it a reality?
Everything.
Is that right?
Answer. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah?
One word answer.
And
That's it.
That's it. You have to have the mentality, it sounds like.
You have to have the passion and the vision. And I think I alluded before that, I'm asked this question all the time. So when do you know when it's ready to let go of the ledge? I have a day job, and when do I actually take that leap?
I got to pay the mortgage, there's a lot of risk
Right?
involved. Sure.
And that I think that if you believe that what it is that you're doing so strongly, you can't do it part-time. You have to take the leap at some point and put all your time, your energy, your focus, and really fully commit to that business.
Cool.
And until you're ready to do that, it's probably going to be a part-time business for you.
Do you echo those sentiments then? Was there that
Did
time
we
when
talk
you just
before the
decided,
show?
forget it, I'm doing
We
it?
pre-planned this. It's everything. Is a one-word answer for it. I guess the one big differentiator for me that actually made me make that jump, there's conviction and effort and passion and all the stuff you have to put in 20-hour days. Everyone can go through that list of things you have to do to be successful, but support was the biggest one for me. So when I found the right mentor that I could go that I knew had done startup business before and been successful at it, then I could take everything that I thought I could do and base it and root it around that foundation that I knew that he could show me how to put that into an application. So finding that mentor, I would say, is the biggest one, and stick with them. Find someone that has the time to do it with you.
That sounds like probably arguably your biggest piece of advice as well then to a first-time entrepreneur. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely. Find a mentor that's done something similar to what you're trying to do and that you perceive as to be successful so that you can model yourself after it.
So Monica, what would be your, I guess, best piece of advice for a first-time entrepreneur that's starting up, say, next week?
Consistency. I had a conversation earlier this afternoon with an entrepreneur, and somebody was, the conversation came up about perfection. Aren't you being too perfect for this? And I'm like, you know what? That would be a compliment. You want to be the best that you can be and hone your craft always, whatever business that is. So really trying to be as consistent as you can in what you do would be my best advice to anybody. And just really have the courage. Don't worry about that fear, because the fear means you're onto something really incredible.
Okay, well, switching gears a little bit then. I mean, knowing what you know now, what would you have done differently, do you think, Brett? If anything?
If anything.
I would hope so,
Yeah, there's a few things.
It hasn't been smooth sailing all the way.
You know what? There's a couple ways to look at this. If you're going to take on this role in life and you want to do this job, be an entrepreneur, I have a tough time saying I would not that I wouldn't change anything because I think I did it perfectly, but I just have the view moving forward that the stuff that I did wrong was more important. So I wouldn't change any of the things I did wrong. And it's super cliche. Like, the mistakes are what are more valuable than your successes, but it really is true, because you need to learn to not do it the next time, or that is what causes businesses and entrepreneurs to fail. Is that repetitive failure?
That's a fair answer. It makes sense. I'm going to ask you the same question though, Monica. If you could change anything that you've done, what would you do differently?
A little bit of, a lot. you stole a lot of mine, so I'm going to just take it back and steal some of yours.
Give and take, sure.
Okay, give and take.
Yeah.
That's how it works. I think that I don't know that I would change anything because the road has been I call it the entrepreneurship roller coaster. Can you relate to that? Where you go up the hill and you're like, oh, I'm almost there. And you're here and you're like, oh my God, that was so amazing. And then all of a sudden you're down again, right? And then you go up. And it's a constant really ebb and flow. So I think I wouldn't change anything because then you don't know what's kind of coming up on that crest or know how hard that downturn will be again, right? Yeah. So I wouldn't change anything because all of those items are lessons for you to help and grow your business and also to help educate others and mentor others as well. So I think it's really valuable.
I'm going to quote a guy who knows what he's talking about pretty well when it comes to business, Warren Buffett. He tells us to be fearful when others are greedy and to be greedy when others are fearful. That said, given our current economy, is now the right time for a startup in Calgary?
I think there's a ton of opportunity right now. So Raptor Rig and Cold Bore, technically, even though Cold Bore is 2 years old, we're still developing technology to move to the field. Raptor Rig is a startup. We're about to start manufacturing, and we're working on partnerships in the Middle East. That being said, everyone asked the question, they're like, you're going to build drilling rigs right now. Why? Labor's cheap.
That's right.
We had this discussion earlier. Labor's cheap.
That's right.
Commodities are cheap. Everybody has time. So
marketing's more affordable.
Marketing's more affordable. Everything's more affordable. Yeah. But I think more importantly than that, especially in the city, it's a very busy city. And we have a energy mentality where everyone's go, 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 go. It's bottom line every day. I can't give up that time. Now, people have time. Everybody will take a phone call right now. So if you're thinking about starting that business, now's the time to pick up a phone and get dialing.
I'm going to make that our final word. I want to thank you both very much for being here, guys. Great to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Folks, that's all the time we have for this evening. Of course, you can get at us on Facebook. We're on Twitter as well. Don't be a stranger. Until next week, take care.